Today's the day, man. Today the new engine goes in, and I don't know how far we're gonna get, but this is what we got to start putting on. This is out with the old, in with the new. We got a whole bunch of fabrication to do with this big old 88 106. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do here. Transmission's freshened up, ready to go. Engine, well, we just redid this whole thing. It's now a 4-inch stroke, 6-liter. So it's roughly a 408 with some trick flow 255s, BTR stage 4 turbo camshaft, and their BTR shaft mount rockers are in there. Johnson short travel link bar lifters in there. We're gonna try to make some horsepower this year. The rear end, we just went through, we picked up a new rear end. This is actually out of like a New Edge Mustang, so like a, is it 99 and newer Mustang. This is the longest of the Mustang 88s, and it's still a lot narrower than what we currently have. Well, we're gonna have to make that work one way or another. Whether it's wheel spacers or offset wheels or something different, we'll make it work. But the idea is we can use some off-the-shelf parts. We got a new 35 spline spool from Strange, along with 35 spline axles, C-clip eliminators. This is all stuff we couldn't do before because the ends on the Crown Vic are so different than the Mustang stuff. You know what I mean? Who really wants to cut off ends to put Mustang ends on just a Crown Vic rear end? We ain't doing that. So we braced it all up. It's a Tin Soldiers kit in some places. We got the Tin Soldiers folding brackets. We still got a little patchwork to do on some of this stuff here, but it's nearly ready to go. Not very traditional, but we spaced them out 2 inches because that's about what that's exactly what our control arms are actually set up on the Crown Vic now. Mike Turner over at Turner Racing Transmissions just went through and freshened up our Reed Case Turbo 400. He put this thing together for us, I don't know, 10 years ago probably. And even though we haven't hit it very hard until last year, it's really held up very well for a long time. So just given that we're gonna hit it pretty hard, and it had a rough year last year, we actually broke the output shaft last year. So we put a billet output shaft in there from Cohen. It's going back in for more service. Luckily, we do have a backup FTI if we ever wind up in some trouble, so that can come off the shelf and go in the car if we need to. You ready to do this party? Ready? Do it. There it is. All right, we'll slide underneath there and tighten them up. There it is. What you think, Gordo? This is the exciting part because now everything's gonna start falling like on the car.
I'm gonna seal that alley cover up right there.
Not working.
Guys over at BTR with the gaskets, poly, billet, valley cover, ARP for the win.
The new ICT billet bracket set. More bling there. Should read the instructions. I think we could probably, let's get this thing off.
It's just to get them close. We'll torque them in a second.
Heck yeah.
That was a 5th gen Camaro power steering pump, and now we're going to go to Corvette accessories.
We're gonna have to cut a hole.
I don't know. I think it's close. Unless someone's got a Cal hood in stock right now, holler at us. We're going to need it.
Yeah.
That's why. See, that's barely, like, it's good, man. Look, it's barely over top of the hood. We're only gonna have a hole on top that says Holly on top.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like right here. All right, the instructions say that guy goes this way. You would think there'd be like some sort of information to tell you what hole to put it in. It's the bottom hole. Cold start to Cordo, he was right. Don't tell him I said it. Alright, Mason, give me a 6mm socket. Go work.
We're stabbing the converter in the transmission here.
Slide it on in. Perfect. Ready for number 2? There it is. It's explained to me by one Pat Morrow, if it doesn't get Loctite, it gets anti-seize. There it is. MacMan alternator. It's something else we got to learn the hard way this year. No, it's not making enough voltage. It is down on horsepower. That was one of the things that we changed right at the end of the year, and we didn't realize that the car's only run at like 12.8 volts most of the year. We're looking at data logs. We're probably looking at oil pressure, air fuel ratios, wheel spin, that kind of deal. Don't usually take a look at the voltage. Just assume that it's okay. And we didn't see it till towards the end of the year, so I have no idea when it started going bad. But at one point, the advanced auto, CarQuest, AutoZone, whatever alternator we had on the car before just wasn't keeping up. We were probably just spinning too much RPM and killed it.
Yeah, we're gonna put brand new fittings on there, brand new O-rings. Make sure that we're sealed up. No leaks. Leaks aren't good. We could catch fire on this 2,000 horsepower Crown Vic. IDs, only the best. Just 'cause either rerun.
There it is. So what we did was we cut it down in size, put a DTM connector, so 4-pin. This is gonna do temperature and pressure in one. Save some wiring. Pressure sensor, oil pressure sensor, crankcase pressure sensor. You ever looked at the engine bay and wondered, where the hell is that turbo gonna go? Yeah, me too. That's what she's gonna do. Say hello to my little friend. 3/16 drove it. Just like that. We're good. 3/16 pull out.
Nice.
Made it to engine, torque converter, made it to transmission. Not bad.
Not bad.
Pretty good start. Next order of business is we're going to fabricate something to go from here to there and making a stop here. Some kind of way. Let's cut this guy off to a couple pieces here, and then we're going to square it up on the lathe just the same. The frame was roughly 4 1/4. We're gonna cut these at 4 3/8. We'll tear weld across this guy. Then we can go put this in the mill and bring this hole size up to 1 5/8, so that other tube can go inside of it. Then we'll do the same thing on the back side. Money. We're gonna drill one side and then flip it and drill the other. Now, the idea is exactly that. One side there, just like that. I should have left myself just enough room to lay a weld across there, weld the weld right across there, weld her together. There's a lot of fighting to get all those guys off. Hopefully it goes up, over, down. Alright, so theoretically, we'll notch that where we want it to go. I just gotta figure out where I want to put it. Do I want to put it closer to the mount or farther? Probably a little bit farther forward, make the bracket come backwards. We need to notch this tube now. And then we can install our already made mounting post. I'm pretty happy with that. Gold star for us. I might even go as far as saying gold star for me on this one. So there's our little custom made bracket. A little bit of notching, a little prepping for it. We got the bolt pattern, I think about on the money. So we're gonna clean this guy up, get it ready for a little bit of welding, bring the welder over here and do some tacking. Okay. Something like that, we'll round those off just a little bit. Make it race car. And really I should punch a bunch of holes everywhere just to lighten it up, but let's be honest, it's still a big Crown Vic. Well, what do you think? I think it's in there. I think we'll pump some bolts out of it, weld it on the bench, and we got a cross member. Here's what we got. Stock cross member. I'm gonna throw these chunks on here because we had to cut them off to get this thing done anyway, so. Thing out. Alright, I'm gonna take this thing off. It weighed 29 pounds, don't forget that. So 22 pounds we took out of the car. Right here, just in a cross member. And man, this thing looks, honestly, it looks killer. I'm pretty proud of it. Let's put it on. Engine and transmission hanging on its own weight. Let's call it a night. Gets more done tomorrow. On today's agenda, heater core hoses. Got to put a hose from there to there. Probably get a little too fancy with it, but hey, the engine bay demands it. Then, power steering cooler hose. That's going to be our new cooler. It's going to live somewhere in this area here. The factory one was in there and it was enormous, and I'm pretty sure it was only made of razor blades. So we got rid of it. We're not really autocrossing this thing. Don't need a whole bunch of power steering cooler. But for now, let's start on this stuff here. I don't know why, but I just always get scared of putting a little bit of red grease on hose fittings like this. It goes on a whole lot easier, and if you got to make adjustments in the near future, it goes on pretty good. You let that thing sit, it ain't coming off any easier after it's been sitting for a while. Honestly, it was kind of dumb luck that that was the right size. I'll take it. Well, it's time to make a turbo kit for the Crown Vic. Well, also starting to run out of time, so gotta kind of speed things along a little bit. I'm starting to get a little bit stressed out over how little time we have left and how much we still have to do. But got the turbo mounted nice and solidly on that Maven mount. Now we're going to start fabricating. I just kind of started slamming things in place there, but our manifold exit forward both sides. We gotta kind of make a merge point and then go up into the turbo. And we also have to keep it within confines of, well, our radiator is gonna happen somewhere in this area over here. Got some hoses that need to go to it. A bunch of stuff there, so. Yeah. Also, we got this string going on across here. The string, for as funny as it may be, simulates where our skid plate is. So make sure we do not exceed that lower line there. That's where our skid plate lives. So as long as the exhaust stays above that to make that crossover, we're good. Stainless steel bros, awesome. This is all 304 stainless. It's got this polished, brushed looking like finish to it. We love using their stuff. We use it all the time. You guys might also know them as Tycon Industries. Tycon is their titanium side, and the stainless steel bros is, well, this is their stainless stuff. Also, after we're done doing the inlet to the turbo, we gotta do an outlet to the turbo. So somehow the downpipe's gonna come out of the turbo, cross here, don't burn any spark plug wires, and then down that hole to come through here, and maybe some sort of exhaust to go out that way. Well, time to cut some tubing, make some marks, and weld, maybe? See how far we can get. Let's go. Well, we stayed up super late last night. Well, I did at least. I got this far. So now, trying to get back in the swing of things, I've got to go from this side over to this side. Well, ground clamp's hooked up to it currently. To there. So from there to there. And then most of that hot side stuff is sorted out. So, let's get started.